I've mentioned before that prior to starting this official video series, I had some earlier efforts that I put up on YouTube. Going all the way back to 2010, I had a very short series that summer, and then in 2011 I started a bigger channel that went for a couple of years before I felt like I needed a reboot. And then I got a high-definition camera a few years ago that suggested I should reboot again and really do the whole series with a high-definition look, and so now you have this official video series that you're watching. But before this series began, in those earlier efforts, I did have some guests come on, and we worked out together, or I learned something from them about nutrition, things like that. And rather than just discard those events and those moments in my life, rather than just pretend like they didn't happen, I want to go back now and then and actually bring that footage into the official series. And so that's what's going to happen today. We have our first venture into the footage vault, and I'm going to bring out a guest that I met 3 years ago on Memorial Day of 2017. And since, as I record this, we just had Memorial Day, I think this is a good time to do it. And so stick around for my first historical guest here on A Body in Progress. As I record this, the world is just barely starting to open back up after the assault by the coronavirus shut down so many businesses and activities and events. One of the events that got canceled this year was the annual bodybuilding competition for Memorial Day in Venice, California at Muscle Beach. 3 years ago, I had the opportunity to see that show, and I went down there in the capacity of documentary cameraman to record one young man's participation in the event. His name is Nick Stahl. He's a personal trainer and fitness model in Venice, California. I came across his YouTube channel earlier in the year. We started conversing over email and ended up discussing the possibility of my going down there as his video producer for that day. We did work it out financially and otherwise so that it could happen, and on May 28th, that Sunday, I traveled all 900 miles in my car and got down there quite worn out and tired. Still managed to get some push-ups in so that I could claim some exercise for that day. And then Monday morning, he handed me his video camera, and I documented just about everything that went on. It was extremely inspirational and motivational, and since we just had Memorial Day here in 2020, I figured now was a good time to look back on this event 3 years ago. So this is 2017, Monday, May 29th, my trip to Venice, California to meet and document Nick Stahl as he participated in the Muscle Beach Memorial Day bodybuilding competition. I think that covers it. I'm here in a kitchen that is going to be famous one day soon as his YouTube channel takes off. Yeah. This is Nick Stahl, who in a matter of a couple of hours will be at the Muscle Beach Memorial Day bodybuilding competition, and I'm down here to document it for his channel, and meanwhile I'm going to get some stuff for my channel, including an historic event where we are going to eat oatmeal his way. I'm a very plain eater, and he said, "Do you like blueberries?" And I said, "Well, not in my oatmeal." He said, "Do you like bananas?" I said, "Not in my oatmeal." What else is in here? Coconut oil, peanut butter. But I said, you know what? I can't come down to Venice Beach, sit next to a bodybuilder, and go, "I don't want to eat that." So today we're doing things Nick's way. Here we go.
Let's see that first bite.
Oh boy. This is probably going to take all my acting skills.
Tastes like dessert, right?
I'm not sure what it tastes like. It's gonna take some getting used to. I will start with the only shot out of all of his footage that is actually staged, because I am not in the habit of hovering around people's apartments just to get an authentic shot of them waking up in the morning.
Woo! Today's a big day.
We got to work on your faking it. Of course, as a personal trainer, Nick relies on his knowledge of physical fitness to earn a living, but it's more than just head knowledge to him. It's more than just income. He truly is very excited about fitness. He's very enthusiastic about it. It was energizing to spend the whole day around him, talking with him, learning a little bit from him. We did not have time to actually work out together or anything like that, but I still picked up little things here and there that I could use. Not to mention, of course, an extraordinary amount of motivation. He's just a cool guy to be around if you are someone who wants to get fit. How come you didn't get the part in Baywatch?
Well, you know, you can't win them all, people, right?
Men's novice middleweight. And we've got one novice lightweight, number 107.
Looking at this footage 3 years later and working with it to create this episode, I can still feel some of the exhilaration of being down there that day. And yes, certainly there was the exhilaration of hanging out with Nick. As I said before, he's just a great guy to be around. He's very energizing. His enthusiasm for fitness is infectious. I came away from that trip determined to make some changes to my body. I came away with a lot of motivation. And, even that kind of motivation comes and goes. I'm still on it. But just working with this footage and recalling that trip has me determined to make my summer of 2020 a really great time for my physical improvement. But even beyond meeting Nick, the opportunity to go up into the warm-up area and be surrounded by amazing physiques, be surrounded by guys who have spent years building the muscle, shredding the fat, and turning their bodies into almost sculpted pieces of art. I've said motivated before. I'm kind of out of words. It was motivating. It was awe-inspiring. I don't want to start using hyperbole, but it was incredible. And so I actually think creating this episode for you here in this series is a good boost for me going forward. Kind of bring back some of that feeling that I had and that mental stimulation to go for it and work hard as summer warms up here in Central Oregon. And then, of course, the trip had to end. Tuesday night, Nick and I actually walked home from the restaurant where we ate dinner. We stopped at a boardwalk. That was kind of cool. And it was just kind of a nice tranquil end to all of it. Tuesday morning, I got up and I drove home. And I will admit here, I will kind of bare my soul. As I got in the car to head north again, I'd only been there a day. I had known Nick for a day. I had been on Muscle Beach for just a day, but there was so much positive energy. There was so much motivation that I didn't want to leave. I wasn't ready after only one day to come home again. And I think, if I recall, I even sat there and just kind of cried a little. Go ahead, laugh. But yes, it was a very memorable day, a very memorable trip in the history of my fitness pursuits. And I hope a day like that happens again sometime. And I hope a day like that happens for you sometime. It's very encouraging to come alongside someone with that kind of knowledge and enthusiasm and kind of through osmosis or whatever, kind of pick up some of that and run with it. Thank you for joining me for this first trip into my pre-2019 footage vault. And I know there will be other such episodes because there were people I met prior to 2019 who had information and training that I want to pass on to you. I know some of the footage may be antique, but the information they had to share is just as valid now as it was when I first met them. Until then, we are back to the present day schedule. I need to get you caught up with my own physical fitness pursuits, my workout journal, and some other information as well. So we'll see you next time on A Body in Progress. We have a few minutes left in today's episode, and it's been a while since I presented a Passing It On segment, so here's today's piece of simple advice for you based on the subject of today's episode. If you are a newcomer to this, if you have recently determined to no longer be a couch potato, if you have decided that it is time to pursue better health and fitness, I would like to suggest that you take every opportunity you can to connect with people who are educational and motivational. My day with Nick Stahl was fantastic for my motivation. We didn't really have time for education. We didn't have time for me to sit and learn anything from him or to go work out with him. But it was very powerful for my motivation. So if you have the opportunity, take it. It can be someone who is a social media celebrity. It can be a full-fledged celebrity with a major media empire. Or it can be your next-door neighbor who is a total unknown, but you happen to know he's got workout gear in his garage and he's got a certain drive. Maybe he, obviously looks the part, or you've been talking with him and you know. I take every opportunity I can get. And most of the time, I have to initiate those opportunities. I don't recall apart from the occasional piece of advice that somebody gave me in the gym when they saw that I was doing something in a dangerous way, I don't recall anyone actually approaching me. I've gone up to other people. I've said, what is that exercise you're doing? What's it good for? I've reached out to people that I see on Instagram or Facebook that I discover are in the area, or even go to my gym and say, hey, I love what you're doing here. I love the information you're presenting. We go to the same gym. Would you be interested in working out? It has never led to a regular workout partner or anything like that. But even those one-offs, even that one workout or that one opportunity to sit and learn from someone about better nutrition, whatever it is, take that opportunity. And I would say be bold. It took me years. I can't say that I just one day woke up and went, I'm going to start approaching people. I am by nature a shy person and a timid person. It took a long time before I dared go up to anybody in the gym and start asking questions about their workout. And you kind of also have to watch out. Are they guys with headphones or the little white ear things, and they are clearly in their zone and don't want to be talked to? There's a lot to feel out there. This is not a how-to course on how to get those opportunities. This is just my advice that if you find yourself with that opportunity, or even find yourself with the opportunity to make that opportunity, you still with me? Take it. I hope I've made that clear. Reach out and take it.